Welcome back to the Retro Wave. I am your host, Tiburon, aka RetroTiburon, here talking about sharks. And who better to talk about sharks with than the professor, Tylord Stevenson? What's going on, Tylord?
Just chilling, having a good day. Happy you invited me here. Was looking forward to having a little conversation with you.
Yeah,
Always enjoy your podcasts. I was just talking to you about. I've been listening to all of your podcasts. It's a good way to get through my cardio at the gym.
yeah,
Like,
thanks. I appreciate it. I'm glad someone out there is downloading. Yeah, but like I was telling you before we hit the record button, I kind of came up with this one like last minute yesterday, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna talk about sharks, I got to bring Tylord on here.
like I'm some big shark expert.
You're like, you know more about sharks than probably like what do they call those marine biologists on
Mm.
the Galapagos Islands?
Only thing I know about sharks is what I watched on Discovery Channel when I was like 6 years old.
And hey, and for the listeners out there, this is not gonna be like a PBS special or
Yeah.
Shark Week special. This is, we're talking about our favorite sharks, but in all media. That's what I told
Yeah.
Tyler. Like cartoons, movies, toys. I don't know, like a book, like any shark, any shark. So yeah, it should be interesting what picks we come up with. But hey, before we get started, I wanted to ask you like, or maybe I shouldn't ask you because I think that's gonna give away our picks.
Uh-uh.
So
Uh-uh.
we're I don't want to give any spoilers. So first, as always, we gotta pay the sponsors. We're gonna take a quick commercial break first and come right back.
Shark attack! This shark is like a maniac!
It's Shark Attack. Just roll the dice, and when your color comes up, move your fish fast.
The fish that survives will be the winner. So don't be last or you'll be the winner. Shark attack! What are you gonna do? It's coming! It's coming! It's coming! It's coming to get you!
Sink your teeth into Shark Attack.
Dude, I had forgotten about that board game, Shark Attack.
Wow, yeah, that's a trip down memory lane there. But I'm sure we've seen that ad millions of times while watching Superstars of Wrestling. Yeah,
All right after like while you're watching Harry and the Hendersons.
yeah.
Yeah, so like I was mentioning, we're gonna list our top 5 favorite sharks in any media. So I'm interested to see like what how our lists match up and what
Okay.
differences we have. But as always, our guests go first. So Tylord, before you talk about your 5th pick, I'm gonna play a little trailer of your pick.
Oh, okay.
Any sharks down there? Naturally.
Heart-pounding action that won't let up. A love affair to rival all great screen romances. Witty dialogue that crackles with realism.
Hello.
And Burt Reynolds in a role he really sinks his teeth into. Shark, March 26th at 1 on KTSF.
At number 5, Tylord's got 1969 Burt Reynolds movie called Shark.
Yeah. And
Tell us about this.
And this is a shark. The name of the movie is Shark with an exclamation point.
Oh, is it?
I guess so. I'm surprised you found such a good trailer for it. I didn't even.
Yeah, I think there was like an actual movie trailer, but I kind of like these like
I like that one.
local TV ones.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah, so 1969 movie. As you know, like I think you're a big shark fan as well as I. I'm sure you were obsessed with Jaws when you were a kid. But so I was always looking for other shark movies to watch because I assumed like as a kid you think, oh, this movie Jaws is awesome, so you want to find other shark movies. Like I'm sure like there's a lot just like Jaws, and there are not. There's none of them, but you always get fooled into like this movie was really false advertisement. You remember Suncoast Video? Did you have those?
Yeah, at the mall, the
Yeah.
movie stores.
Yeah, so I don't know how old I was. Maybe I was big into Jaws like when I was really young, like 6 or 7. My mom would let me walk around in the mall by myself. Do parents still do that? Like, can you go around and you ever see
I,
little kids run around at the mall by themselves?
not the malls just look more like
Yeah,
Dawn. What was it? Dawn of the Dead. It just
yeah,
looks
yeah,
more empty now. Like
yeah,
I still see like teenagers, but
yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, so while my mom was at Macy's or wherever Gut Shocks looking for deals, um, I would go to Suncoast Video and just spend all my time looking at all the movies there. And then there was VHS back then. There was a movie called Shark, and it had like the shark coming up out of the water, like my shirt here, like Jaws. It wasn't the
yeah.
same artwork, but it was similar. And it said Shark with Burt Reynolds, and then it even had like, it was so phony that VHS, it showed like clips from Jaws on the back, like screenshots from Jaws. And I go, oh, Shark! Oh, I got it. And I remember I grabbed the movie, and my mom was walking up, and I ran over to show her, and I went outside the store, and the alarm went off, and my mom's like, get back in there. But I was so excited for that movie, and she goes, okay, I'll get it for you, because it was pretty cheap back then. It was like $15, which was cheap for a VHS back then. She's like, okay, I'll get it for you. And then I brought it home, and it was not even a shark movie. It had sharks in it.
But it's
It
called
was kind
Shark.
of like, yeah, it had sharks in it, but it wasn't really it was just kind of like a romantic thriller, suspense action movie from the 60s. And but I watched it over and over, because like one of the only VHS tapes I had, so I would watch it over and over. So I grew a liking for it. And I hadn't watched it for many years. I watched it last week, and I still kind of enjoy it. And it kind of brought back memories, like certain lines from the movie. It's stuck in your memory from watching so much stuff when you're a kid. But anyway, total false advertising on that VHS tape turned out to be something totally different. It's actually a pretty unique movie. It's the low budget movie, $300,000 in '69, which is kind of a lot, but for back then that was nothing. Like if you think in 1969, on Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is a big high budget movie, like a Bond movie, that was like $7 million. And I think what's our Cool Hand Luke, that was 67, but I think that was like $3 million. So that's like 10 times of what Shark is.
Damn. Okay.
So that movie, Shark, it's very low budget, but it has like good underwater like effects. And no matter how low budget this movie is, the cost of this movie is more than most movies we know about, because the guy actually got killed by a shark on camera while making this movie. He was a stuntman. His name was Jose Morro. And he was attacked. He was a stuntman attacked by a shark. Got through the net, or the protective net or whatever, and ate him. And it's on footage. It's on camera. And I don't know if it was used
like
on.
okay. I was
I don't know if
they
they used it on the movie. The movie's terrifying when you watch the people get killed by the sharks. It looks like a real shark's biting a real diver, and there's blood. So I don't know. Maybe they did use poor Jose's death. I'm not sure though. But the 2 or 3 shark attacks in this movie are very disturbing looking. So no matter how low the budget is, it cost a lot to make this movie. and it's sort of Burt Reynolds plays like a mercenary type guy, or he's kind of like a thief, a lone, or it's kind of like a rogue thief type guy, and he's traveling through the Middle East. It's all made in Mexico, but it's supposed to be the Sudan. But it's all shot in Mexico with Mexican actors, and they're all supposed to be like Middle Eastern. It's supposed to be in Sudan. He meets up with this crooked scientist or crooked doctor and his beautiful assistant, this young lady assistant, who are diving to research fish. But really their ulterior motive is there's a treasure down there, and they want to get that treasure. And their last scuba diver was eaten by a shark, so they need a new guy to help them. So Burt Reynolds is like an arms dealer that the cops chase him, and he ends up in this little town in the Sudan, and they want to get him. Burt Reynolds is going along, and he kind of takes over the operation, and he seduces the woman, or they sort of seduce each other. So there's like romance and a love affair going on. And there was all kinds of street fights in this movie. Like he's always fighting with people out on the streets, and he's kind of like a scumbag, but he makes friends with this little kid that's a poor kid. The kid's actually smoking in the movie, like this little 6-year-old kid. He's smoking cigarettes. He's like a little street thief, and Burt Reynolds makes friends with him. So he's kind of like a scumbag with a heart of gold. He's nice to the kid or whatever. So anyway, they go out and look for this treasure, and there's all kinds of double crossing going on. I won't go in anymore, but it's kind of like a slow burn movie. I don't know if you would like it or not. I probably shouldn't start it off with this because it's kind of a boring topic, but
there's sharks. Sharks.
There are sharks. I forget what variety. Wikipedia said it was a great white that ate the guy on camera, but I don't remember them being great whites in the movie. I thought they were like blue sharks or tiger sharks.
Hey, so this predates Jaws, right?
Yeah,
Jaws is a 70s movie.
Yeah, by 6 years, and it was originally a book called His Bones Are Coral. This author Victor Canning. And it wasn't even marketed to be a shark movie. It was just like an adventure movie, but I guess it got because the guy got eaten by the shark. They wanted that publicity. They wanted to change the movie into Shark. And then when Jaws came out 6 years later, they re-released it with Shark because sharks were big or whatever.
Oh, so okay, that makes sense. They were even though they were before Jaws.
Yeah, it was before Jaws.
They tried to kind of like piggyback after.
After Jaws came out, they tried to re-release. I don't think it made any money. I didn't really research that, but
so it was like, nowadays people say clickbait on YouTube. It was like clickbait.
Yeah, there was stuff like that back before you could click on stuff. Yeah, before you had computers.
Yeah, the shark was clickbaiting before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shark is clickbait of the 60s or the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was looking at the video on my end, and it was like a pre-porn stash.
Yeah.
Reynolds.
Yeah, he didn't have the porn stash. You could tell that guy's a stud even back. I don't know if that's his first movie or not. But then the mustache made him even more studly after that. But he was like, you could tell that guy was like going to be a stud. Like you could see why the James Bond producers were actually looking at him, even though he's not English, he's American. But you could kind of see like that guy's got some charisma and some swagger.
Yeah, and the clip I was watching, he's wearing like some little shorts and nothing else. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Looked like he was smuggling some grapes with those little shorts, tight short shorts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's your number 5 pick. I would have typically I would play a clip of the pick, but my number 5 favorite shark thing. I couldn't find any commercials because I think it's kind of like an off-brand thing. So my number 5 is those blue and white little gummy sharks.
Yeah.
And when I Googled it, there's like different brands that make it. So no commercial, but man, I love those little like blue and white gummy sharks.
Yeah.
Have you had them?
Oh, I love those. Yeah, they have them at my wife sometimes gets them out of the bulk section at Winco. Like you can get like a bag of them, like they're in the bulk section with the peanuts and the grains and all that. They're the jelly, like they're blue on top and white on bottom, and they're like gummy worms. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, I love those. And even like, the blue is more tart. And then the white is a little more like sweet.
Yeah, they're so good. What is that? What is the white stuff? The white?
I don't know, but it's kind of more like a sweet. And then I know the blue is like a tart.
Yeah.
So it kind of hits. I like how like the combination.
Yeah, those are good.
And typically you have like your gummy bears, or Haribo or whatever. Gummy bears, and those feel like, all right, I love gummies. I'm like a gummy addict. But when I have those, it almost feels like it's like I'm like having the caviar of gummy bears.
You're right.
Like it feels a little bit better.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so that I'm not gonna say more about that because it's just gummy bears. But
Yeah.
that's my number 5. We're gonna go to Tylord's number 4 shark pick.
Class dismissed. Shark bites, fruit snacks. You've got to eat them before they eat you.
I love that tagline.
Oh yeah. So
you gotta
don't
eat them before they
Yeah.
eat you. Tell us about shark bites, Tylord.
Okay, so you don't remember the shark bites?
I do.
Okay,
When you sent me the list,
yeah,
I think you first text me like, remember
Yeah.
shark bites or something?
yeah,
And then I was like, yeah, I kind of do. And then when I put together
Yeah.
the clips for this podcast, I was like, oh crap, I remember
yeah,
shark
right,
bites.
yeah.
Yes,
And
that was
yeah, and that kind of ties in with those gummy sharks you were talking about,
right.
and those, yeah, because we were all into sharks when we were kids, so that was like, oh, shark bites. Like we had the fruits, but the gum, the bear fruity snacks or whatever, the bear ones. But this one's kind of more cool, like they're sharks. Like
Yeah.
they're not; these aren't like sissy gummy bears or whatever. They're sharks. like we thought they were so cool, and actually Betty Crocker was the made them. The Betty Crocker, isn't that the cake?
Yeah, they make the cakes and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, the cake frosting and all that, and the cake batter mix. Yeah, but there was like it was fruit snacks, and they were pretty good, just like the fruit snack gummy bears. There was red, orange, purple, and then there was a white one. And I know I don't remember.
I remember the white one.
Yeah, there was a great white shark, and I remember supposedly it was mako, tiger, shark, hammerhead, and great white shark, and there was red, orange, purple, and white.
And they all had different flavors, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't. You can't. I don't know one shark from another when they're in gummy form. So you knew what the hammerhead was, but the mako and the tiger, I forgot what flavors they were. But the great white was that white thing, and I don't know what flavor that was. It sort of tasted like pina colada or something. But it was like the other things were kind of. I don't know. It was just white, like a marshmallow.
I remember it. It was
it's like a
just
mystery
white,
flavor.
completely like a ghost, like a ghost shark kind of.
Yeah. And then I remember I got it came with a glow in the dark little shark toy, and I had that for years. It was a little shark just a little simple little plastic shark, and it glue in the dark. I thought glow in the dark stuff was awesome back then because that was kind of new in the 80s, right? Like glow in the dark stuff.
Yeah, that was like mind blowing.
Yeah, so yeah. So I had that up on my shelf for many years. That little fruit snacks comes with a little shark that glows.
Yeah, and they used to come like, when you first mentioned it, I thought about, I don't know what, in my head right away I went to Gushers.
Gushers, yeah,
and
they sort of have that same texture, huh?
Yeah, and then when I saw the commercial, I was like, oh no, I remember them now. They were actually in the shape of sharks.
Yeah. They were like the Gushers, but they didn't have the slimy stuff in the middle, but it was kind of like that same texture as the Gushers.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny how you mentioned like it was like, oh, I'm more grown up because I'm eating sharks now.
Yes.
Yeah. Not eating those wimpy little bears anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's a cool pick. I love that. And it was, that's a kind of the point of the podcast is the retro wave. Like we talk about retro stuff. And I had completely forgotten about shark bites.
Right.
And then once I saw it, it like triggered that memory that was like way in the back of my mind.
Yeah, I figured that would
remember.
Yeah, that would work in good to the theme of the show.
All right. Well, that was what was that, number 4? I'm gonna go with I actually have a clip for mine. We're gonna go to my number 4, but I'm gonna play a very short little piece of it because I have a feeling this music might be copyrighted. I see you bobbing your head over there, Tylord. I think you like this jam. Do you know what my pick is?
I couldn't hear it that well.
Okay, so my pick, number 4, that was we had right there Katy Perry singing Teenage Dream, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But this was so my pick is the left shark. You know who the left shark is?
No.
I have to send you the video. So pretty much
Okay.
this performance was a Super Bowl. You know how they have the halftime show and they'll have an
Oh,
artist
okay.
play?
Yeah.
But they had Katy Perry and she's singing this very poppy song.
Yeah.
And there's these guys dressed as sharks.
Oh, okay.
And and you know, like with pop music, you'd have to get your choreography down. And so there's the left shark, and he blew up he went viral because he was making up his own steps. He was not in the rhythm of anybody of the other shark on the right side of the
Yeah.
beach ball balloon. Like they were all in sync except for him. He's just like kind of waving his fins. So he kind of went viral, and they call him the left shark because he completely forgot his steps and just started making up his own.
Either that or it was Leslie Nelson from The Naked Gun. Remember when he was the umpire?
Yeah, pretty much like that. He's just like, I'm gonna just like this guy right here. He's like,
We'll do it live. Okay.
he's just like,
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
he was like Bill O'Reilly. Like, I'm gonna call it.
Oh man.
I'm gonna do it live. But yeah, I'll send you the video. But
Okay. Yeah.
that's my number 4. I
No,
love
that's
that.
a good one. Yeah.
The left shark.
What year was that? I'm surprised I don't remember that.
I don't remember, but I remember seeing it live. Like I'm not a football fan,
Yeah.
but I'll watch the Super Bowl. My wife and I will
yeah,
always
we
watch
always
the
do.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are
we
you a
always-
football guy?
My wife is more of a football fan than I am. We're watching the playoffs right now. I usually watch the playoffs and the Super Bowl. But
Who's her team?
her team's the Raiders, but
Raider Nation.
I usually go for who was ever a local team. The Raiders aren't even local anymore, but I still kind of go for them. Or the 49ers are doing good right now. I got to go for the Eagles this year because my cousin just passed away and he was an Eagles fan, so I guess I better like take over.
Oh, nice. So you're gonna passing down the torch to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't, like I said, I don't watch football. I'm just a basketball guy.
Yeah.
But you know, everybody watches the Super Bowl, even if it's just to eat wings and nachos.
Oh heck yeah, that's what I'm all about. Like we always get snacks and
yeah. So we watched this live. So I remember us watching it, and we're like,
yeah,
man, that shark on the left is really like off beat.
What was the story behind that? Was he drunk or the wrong guy was in the costume or?
He just forgot his steps. I think he sometimes we have that fight, flight, or freeze. I think he just kind of like his brain froze, and he's like, I'm gonna just make up some steps.
That reminds me, when I was a kid, my sister was in dance, and they had like recitals every year, like all the dance class, and we would go to this auditorium and watch them.
Yeah,
and my sister was in that every year, so we would go watch. And it was all little tiny kids all the way up to like old people, like senior citizens would do their dance routine. But my sister, she was probably really young, like 6 or 7 or 8. But she did her dance routine, and I guess she had it memorized and everything down. Like every year she did everything perfectly, but that one year she just froze up and just was like making stuff up.
Dude,
and I didn't
she did the left shark.
Yeah, she did the left shark. And I didn't even know what I was looking at. I was like, okay, yeah. But then at the end, she's like, I just froze up. I was just making stuff.
Hey, but you got to give her credit. She's like, I'm just gonna wing it. Like we're wrestling fans. You hear the term? We'll call it in the ring. She called it on. She called it on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've gotten that too. They say that. I remember there being a study where they said like people's number 2 fear is dying, and their number 1 fear is public speaking.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I've definitely had those moments where I've gone up and I'm like sweating.
Yeah.
The paper shaking.
Yeah.
Your hands, and you kind of like freeze.
Yeah.
So I give props to
sometimes like you just zone out and you don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah. I remember when I was getting my bachelor's, we had to do a group presentation.
Yeah.
But the group I had, if we're wrestling fans. If I would
Oh,
compare
yeah.
it to the NWO, I was kind of like the Hollywood Hogan of the group presentation.
Yeah.
But then out with me, I had Michael VK Wall Street. I had who else? Stevie Ray.
And you had what's his name? Buff Bagwell.
Oh no, I love Buff. This is not Buff is good. We had Vincent.
Oh, Vincent. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
So like they left me up there, like they didn't do any work, so I had to go by myself, and I remember sweating, and I froze, and I completely froze.
Oh no.
So I give the Left Shark credit because he made the best of it, and he blew up. He went viral, and he was like on talk shows and everything.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was ever in a Sharknado movie after that.
He should have been.
I bet he was.
The bars set pretty low for those movies. So he could have got in there. All right. Well, that was my number 4 pick. We're gonna go to Tylord's third favorite shark.
Shark. Now I thought you've been with the Dungeon of Doom, but apparently you're not sharing a locker room with these gentlemen any longer.
All of a sudden, Jimmy Hart and the Taskmaster, real buddy, huh? Jimmy Hart brings a man in, Slamboree, and makes me lose a match. I'm not supposed to be upset. On Jimmy Hart's face, the giant comes, choke slams me. All of a sudden, Taskmaster says, I'm not in the dungeon anymore.
Wait a minute, has he officially thrown you out of the
He
dungeon?
threw me out. And Sullivan, tonight, I'm gonna hurt you. I am gonna win the World Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Tonight, I'm beating the Giant, and then I might eat Jimmy Hart off for dessert.
All right, I've seen you upset.
As a true shark would. At number 3, Tylord's got John Tenta, aka Earthquake, as the shark.
Yeah. Then we were just talking about wrestling too, huh?
Yeah. So do you actually love the John Tenta as the shark, or do you just love John Tenta?
love him. I love him as anything, but I don't mind him as the shark, but I'll take the shark with John Tenta. I'm a big John Tenta fan. Listen to that interview there, like he brings it, like he's probably one of the best like mic guys, right? Just like the way he yells and his intensity, and like he takes it so serious. Like that guy's gonna kill you. He's gonna eat you up. He's gonna go feeding frenzy on you or whatever.
I don't know. In putting together this podcast, I've looked at many the shark clips.
Yeah. My favorite was his introduction. You ever see that one?
No, that's what I was looking for.
It's in the Dungeon of Doom, and he does cuts this really good promo. He's like, I rode a tidal wave from the South China Sea to Waikiki, and now I'm on your home turf. I'm on your home turf land, and I can't wait to bite all the little Hulkamaniacs.
Dude, if I would have found that, that's what I was looking for. I typed in Dungeon of Doom the shark to see if they did an introduction, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'm on your home turf land.
And as you talk about the shark, I'm playing the Dungeon of Doom theme song in the background.
Oh, okay.
Just to set the mood.
Yeah, and he got just with something so stupid like that, like he really brought it. and I guess I didn't know this, but I guess he had he came up with that idea, the shark idea, and he even changed that tiger tattoo on his arm like into a shark. Did you know that?
No way. No.
That's according to Wikipedia. Like it was a 24-hour process to get that cool tiger he has.
Yeah, I remember that.
A shark. I never really noticed it as a shark, though. Did you?
I would think he could just put a armband around because I don't remember ever seeing the shark.
I don't remember seeing the shark, but on the Wikipedia I looked up earlier for research said that he had. It took 24 hours to like cosmetically turn that tiger he has. I always thought that was a cool tattoo. That tiger. I always wanted to get one like that into a shark. I guess I want to get one like the shark now.
You should get a tattoo of John Tenta as a shark.
Yeah, that'd be tight. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but watching the clips of like John Tenta as a shark,
Yeah.
I noticed he would come out and he would go like this.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do the shark fin. Yeah.
Which at first I was like, what the fuck is he like
Yeah,
before Tatanka, like doing the
yeah.
little? But no, he's mimicking like a fin. I guess like the little.
Yeah.
What is that called on top of the shark?
Yeah, the dorsal
The
fin.
fin.
Yeah.
Oh man, the Dungeon of Doom I feel is like the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh yeah, it was kind of a joke, but it had Kamala and Ming and the the Zodiac.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. You had who else? Well, of course we had the
giant
Taskmaster.
Yeah, Taskmaster. Kevin Sullivan ran the thing.
Yeah. You had what was that dude? The fat dude. He was like King Curtis or something.
Oh, the big giant guy. He's like 600 pounds.
Apparently, I think he was an ex-wrestler called King Curtis.
Are you talking about that big guy? He's like from England, that really big, huge guy. He was like Haystack something.
No, you're talking about Loch Ness.
Yeah, Loch Ness.
No, the guy that was like that
guy.
the Taskmaster would go like to appease.
Oh yeah, he was like the leader, or he was like the emperor or what.
Yeah, apparently he was an ex-wrestler called King Curtis. I think.
Oh, that's who that was. Okay, and he had makeup on and everything.
Yeah. Taskmaster.
Yeah, that was funny.
You must end Hulkamania.
They had their little skits. It was like out of a Batman 60s Batman show or something.
I promise the listeners out there, whether you like it or not, this will not be the last mention of the Dungeon of Doom.
Oh heck yeah!
Future episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John Tenta. So the funny thing is that, Tenta was the earthquake, right?
Right.
Then he went to WCW because WCW started buying. So they started
well,
getting
before all that, he was a really good sumo wrestler, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. But he was like, that was when WCW was snatching everybody that had a name in WWF.
Yeah, it was getting really good at that point.
Yeah, so they got, John Tenta, but they're like, well, we can't call you an earthquake because then we're gonna get sued.
Yeah.
We'll call you an avalanche.
Yeah.
And I think they were gonna get sued, so they're like,
yeah,
all right,
and why would they get sued over that? Like, avalanche is not an earthquake. Like, why would they? That's like I've seen way more similar gimmicks that they didn't that flew. That just seems weird that was the one that they threw a fit about.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I guess is that a natural disaster? An avalanche?
An avalanche, isn't that like when the snow breaks and it falls down the mountain, a rock slide or whatever, like an avalanche?
Yeah,
I guess it could happen during an earthquake though.
But I'm kind of glad they got cold feet and switched it up, or else we never would have got the shark.
Oh yeah, we never would have gotten the shark. Yeah. And then when he went back he's all, I'm not a fish, I'm not a shark, I'm a man, I'm a 500-pound man. So he was just called John Tenta, and that's like pretty boring. Like, come on.
Yeah, he wore like plain tights.
Yeah, for a while there in the late 90s, they started changing their name to their real name, and they're like, come on, guys.
And then he lost a match to was it Big Bubba Rogers?
Yeah, yeah. And then that's another guy. He just changed his name to Ray Traylor, like his real name, and Repo Man or Blacktop Bully changed his name to Barry Darso. Like, they all just went by their regular names.
Yeah, but he was hole in one.
Hole in one. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, he loses a match to Bubba Rogers.
Yeah.
And then he has to shave. He gets half of his.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Which, like
that's when he was pissed off in that interview, right? Didn't he just get his head shaved?
Yeah, and that to me didn't make sense because I'm like, first of all, he doesn't have a lot of hair.
Yeah, I know.
But then second of all, wouldn't you just shave off the other side of the hair?
Yeah.
Because he was walking around like that for weeks.
Yeah, just with like one little strip on one side in the back.
Yeah, he had pretty much like the Hogan or the George
Yeah.
Costanza haircut.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love that pick.
Oh heck yeah.
Love John Tenta as the shark. We're gonna go to my number 3 now.
What the fuck?
Some people claim that Nanawe is a descendant of an ancient shark god. Whatever the case, he's strong and deadly.
Does it talk?
Book read.
Wow. Book's upside down. See that? It's pretending to read a book.
So smart, me. Enjoy books so much.
Yeah, my number 3 pick. I don't know. I don't think you've seen this movie. I've got King Shark.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
He's up here, way back there. King Shark. Yeah, King Shark from the Suicide Squad, the second Suicide Squad. I love King Shark. You know who voices him, right?
Yeah, our boy Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got King Shark. I love the movie, and I love that character. He's kind of like the Neanderthal. He's kind of like the Hulk.
Yeah.
But a shark.
Yeah, that really surprised me how good that movie was and how cool that shark was. The Shark Man.
And I'm surprised you're saying that because I know you that you don't really care for superhero movies.
I go watch all of them because my wife's into them. I enjoy them, but I'm not super into them.
Yeah, but you like King Shark then?
Yeah, I like King Shark. I pretty much like all of that movie, but especially because there's a shark guy. He looks like a street shark. Yeah.
But I love King Shark also because he's wearing like these shorts, like these ripped shorts, and he has like a little belly, so I can kind of relate to him.
Yeah.
And I don't think I knew that it was Stallone till like after the movie.
Oh yeah.
I just remember thinking like, oh man, that was a cool movie, and John Cena is like good in it as the peacekeeper. I think is the name of the character.
Right.
And then afterwards, I was like, oh, Stallone voice King Shark like that. I love that character even more now.
Oh heck yeah, yeah.
Because I love Stallone. So
yeah, he would even eat people. How like he'd put the whole body in and
I don't know. I thought he was my favorite character from the Suicide Squad.
Is he off of Batman, or where'd that character come from?
I have no idea. I'm sure it must be one of those like deep cut characters.
Okay. Or is he just originally from Suicide Squad?
I didn't even know about the Suicide Squad thing until like that first movie came out. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I used to collect comic cards.
Yeah.
Like back in the day.
I didn't collect them, but I had a lot of friends that collect the X-Men one, and they were like super detailed. The X-Men cards.
Yeah, Fleer
yeah,
Ultra.
Fleer. Yeah, they were kecka cool looking.
I never collected DC, but that's how I learned a lot of them. That's why I think I like the Marvel movies because I would collect the cards.
Yeah.
When I would watch the movie, I would be like, "Oh, I remember that guy from the card."
I would be like, "I remember that guy from Marvel versus Capcom."
Do you know that they even had like Dracula as a Marvel character? Because I guess he was public domain.
Oh, okay.
And
and he was also in DC, huh?
Yeah, because he was public domain, so I guess they're like, well, we'll just use Dracula as a villain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but King Shark, I'm not gonna lie, he almost jumped up another spot, almost. King Shark for me.
Oh heck yeah!
But I think by principle, I was like, nah, I can't. So I'll tell you more about that after. But
okay.
We're gonna go to your number 2 pick now.
Oh heck yeah!
Let's go. Where's the kid?
He's upstairs.
When they come to take your computer away, make sure you carry on like a crazed, bloodthirsty maniac.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Your hacking days are over.
No!
Because when they realize you didn't use it to steal all the secrets of the gaming industry.
There's nothing here.
What?
I don't know what to tell you.
You and your Shark Wire Online better be on a slow boat to China.
All right.
So I couldn't find an actual Game Shark for consoles commercial, but I found a Game Shark for PC.
Wow, I didn't know that was a thing.
But Tylord at,
Yeah.
at number 2 as his favorite shark, Game Shark. Explain Game Shark to the people.
Okay, so I'm sure everyone is familiar with Game Genie, the game enhancer for the Nintendo and the older retro consoles. They'll let you put codes in to cheat or alter the game or enhance the game. Later on, for the newer systems, I think starting with Game Boy, and then it went on through like Dreamcast and N64 and PS1 and PS2. There was this thing called Game Shark. Oh yeah, what is that for? 64?
This is a 64 one I'm showing on video
Oh,
for the
nice.
for
You
the
got
YouTube,
one. Yeah,
YouTube people.
I got a GameCube one over here, but I don't want to dig it out. But so that would let you cheat at games, and now I don't cheat at games anymore because I kind of want a challenge. Like I don't. Before I would set games, I would just want to see what happens. So I would set the game to easy, and if it wasn't easy enough, sometimes I would use that Game Shark. I had one on Dreamcast, I had one on PS1, and I had one on GameCube. A lot of these games like were freaking. I didn't want to deal with them, like Resident Evil 3 and Code Veronica. And there was this game called Ill Bleed on Dreamcast, and I would have never beaten that game without a Game Genie.
Let me cut you off. How do you plug in the ones for like the disc consoles?
On those, you put the disc in before the game, and then it populates with a bunch of already codes that are already on the disc. Like you can search the game on that disc, search the game you want, and it'll say infinite lives, infinite healths, infinite ammo, whatever. There's a list of codes. I think you could do 2 or 3 per load. And you click on those, and then you go to exit. Then it says insert disc. So you take that disc out, and then you put the game you're playing in, and then I guess it goes into its immediate memory or whatever. So then from now on,
complicated.
So then from now on, no, it's pretty simple. You just
Yeah.
put the disc in, turn it on, choose the game you want, you choose the code, and then you could make up your own codes too. I think the magazines every month would come up with new codes you could manually put into the thing before you started the game. Evil Dead was another one. For the Hell to the King. That's the one I could not beat, so I put that code in. So I still don't consider ever beating Resident Evil 3 or Code Veronica legitimately because I used that code, that Game Shark.
You wouldn't have put it on your games I beat list. 1999.
No, I am working on Resident Evil 3 right now. Trying to legit. I'm like halfway through it. I think I can get through it this time. But back then, I was like, man, I just want to see what happens. So a lot of those. Ill Bleed was the freaking most difficult game, but like that's quite an experience. Ill Bleed. Have you ever heard of that?
No. What kind of game is that?
It's a survival horror game, kind of like has a lot of pop culture references, kind of like a spoof parody type game. I think you'd really like that.
Let me guess. Is it like a $500 game?
Oh yeah. And I had it and I sold it because like no way I'm going to keep this when it's worth that much. And then I could probably just go get a bootleg of it because Dreamcast plays everything.
Yeah.
But I beat it back then, and that's a trippy game. Like it's like 4 or 5 different little stories, and each one's kind of like modeled after a different like movie or something. It's a trip.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, but I collect for the PS2, like any system, retro system, like horror, even the modern systems. But I ain't gonna pay like the Kuon price, eBay
heck
price.
no.
Nah, I won't pay that. That's fine.
Yeah, like that Haunting Ground. I was really interested in that. I should have gotten that when it was like $40 at GameStop back in the day.
What is it now?
It's probably like 200 at least or 300.
Yeah, man, those horror games, I feel like I missed out on a lot of them back in the day.
Man, that Ill Bleed's a trip. I think the director of that passed away too. I can't think of his name right now.
Was his name Albert Pune?
Oh no, he's the Albert Pune of video game directors. What was his name? I can't think of the guy's name right now. I'm sorry. But anyway, Game Shark though. I wish I would have tried it out on N64 and all that, but I only had it on GameCube, Dreamcast, and PS1.
Hey, let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
You said you felt cooler eating shark bites. Did you feel cooler, edgier,
Oh yeah,
using a
yeah,
Game Shark over a Game Genie?
yeah, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think, like you mentioned, like back in the day, the games were so hard. Like some of
Yeah,
the games were so hard, and
yeah,
they had to make them hard because that's the only way you get your money's worth is
yeah,
like,
yeah.
because a lot of these games you could beat them in like 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, once you knew how to do it, sometimes it takes a while, but once you know how to do them, you can beat them fast. So
And I've experienced that recently because I streamed on YouTube, Twitch, Aladdin for the
yeah.
Sega Genesis.
Speaking of genies,
Yeah, speaking of genies, I
yeah,
beat Aladdin on the Sega Genesis, and that's it. I kind of I cheated because I used the
yeah,
password system.
yeah,
I think I might give it a shot, like from beginning to end, to see if I can do it. But that game was hard.
yeah.
And then I just beat Splatterhouse yesterday, Friday the 13th,
Oh, right on.
on the Sega Genesis, and that game was hard as shit.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go there.
Yeah, I screamed when I beat the final boss,
Hell yeah.
and my wife's like, she always calls me my man, because I think I said "fuck you." When you beat a game that's so hard,
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
finally beat it, and you're like, you want to give it like the DX chop or something,
yeah,
the
yeah.
NWO crotch. But I just never had a Game Genie because I think it was, I don't know. I think it was just out of my price range. So back then, I just didn't beat a game. If I couldn't beat it, I would just play the first couple stages and that's
Yeah,
it.
that's how it was for most of my games. Just play the first couple stages over and over and over.
But cool for like retro gamers out there, I showed off the Nintendo 64 Game Shark because I heard that that's a way to play Japan import. That's the only reason I have that Game Shark.
Is that? Oh, I gotta get one. Are they expensive?
I don't remember. I flip on eBay, right? So I bought it like in a bundle, but I don't think it's not that expensive. But if you put it into your
You
64,
can just plug the
yeah,
Japanese one in. Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, because for the Japanese games,
Mm-hmm.
there's just the Japanese console. There's something with the US console. The only way they block Japanese games is with like a piece of plastic.
Oh, right, yeah, that's kind of like similar to the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I got my one. I have two Super Nintendos. One of them I just broke those little plastic knobs out of there, so I can put Super Famicom games in it.
Yeah, that's it's not like now where it's like a patch. Back then it was just like a piece of plastic, I think.
Yeah.
So if you get the Game Shark, that's how you bypass the pieces of plastic on the 64.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool pick. Out of the box for sure.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So now we're gonna go. That was your number 2. So we're gonna go to my number 2 pick.
All right.
Here.
Any shark expert in the world will tell you it's a killer. It's a man-eater. Look, the situation is that apparently a great white shark has staked a claim in the waters off Amity Island. And he is going to continue to feed here as long as there is food in the water.
And there's no limit to what he's going to do. I mean, we've already had 3 incidents. 2 people killed inside of a week, and it's going to happen again. It happened before. The Jersey Beach.
1916, there were
5 people chewed up in the surf.
In 1 week.
Tell them about the swimmers.
A shark is attracted to the exact kind of splashing and activity that occurs whenever human beings go in swimming. You cannot avoid it.
If you open the beaches on the 4th of July, it's like ringing the dinner bell, for Christ's
Look,
sake.
Mr. Vaughn, I pulled a tooth the size of a shot glass out of the wrecked hull of a boat out there, and it was the tooth of a great white.
It was Ben Gardner's boat. It was all chewed up. I helped throw it in.
Why is every movie, every mayor, and every movie an oblivious asshole, for lack of a better word? Like they're trying to save your people of the neighborhood, like visitors, but they're like, no, we got to keep the beach.
he wants the money, or the city actually would die if it wasn't for the tourism, because like summertime they don't make any money. They make all their money in the wintertime they don't make money, so they make all the money in the summer with tourists.
So for those of you out there, I have the Jaws, Bruce,
Yeah.
Jaws, and I'm sure Tylord, I already know what you're thinking. How the hell is this number 2 and not
Yeah,
number 1 on your list?
Yeah, I kept trying to
Speaking
think
of that, to break it open, this is your number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Jaws.
Yeah.
So we can just talk about it open. I'll just
Heck
say
yeah.
that I think you mentioned it earlier. I think you said I'm sure you grew up loving this movie.
Mhm.
You know what? I don't think I watched this movie a lot as a kid.
Oh, really?
You know when last year we did the rank and review with our buddy PWM
Yeah.
on the DVDs Nuts and Popcorn channel,
Yeah.
and we watched like the 4 movies.
Yeah.
In watching those movies, I realized I remembered more of part 2 and part 4 from my childhood.
Yeah.
Like when I kind of like how you triggered my memory with shark bites.
Yeah.
When we did that rank and review last year, I was like, I remember seeing that as a kid, Jaws 2 and Jaws 4.
Yeah.
More than the original Jaws. Like I think Jaws, to be honest, I think I got more into it like in my early 30s.
Right.
I think my wife bought it for me and I saw it and I was like, this fucking movie is like awesome.
Yeah.
Like this movie is great. And it's what is it now? Like a 50-year-old movie?
Oh yeah, it's 50 years old just about, huh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
28
older than
years
us.
old. Yeah. Dang.
So like
Yeah, 48. Yeah, 48 years old. Yeah.
yeah, so it's since it's my number 2 and it's your number 1, we can talk about it. But
heck yeah.
let me ask you, I'm gonna give my favorite scenes from the movie with where the shark is, and you tell me which ones yours are.
Okay.
Mine are when you get that overhead shot of the shark.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah.
Grabbing that dude, like, and I think he
No,
chops off his leg.
Yeah, that's
right?
the scariest part. Like, you just see it underwater sideways coming up on him, and then it clamps its mouth down, and the guy goes under.
And it's a fake. I mean, it's a fake shark.
Dude,
But
that
to
looks
me,
freaking scary. It looks
it
so
looks
good.
it
Yeah.
looks scary as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
I think that, and I don't know if I'm imagining in my head. You can tell me, but there's like a side shot of like where the boat is already sinking, and the shark
Yeah.
is like on the boat.
Yeah,
and then
it's
you
like-
see Quint like starting
Yeah,
to slide
that's
down.
the other good one. Yeah, those are my two favorites of the shark scenes. Absolutely.
Yeah, because when I remember seeing that, I was like, oh man, that's like, I think that's my biggest fear
Mhm.
as far as like what's the last way you would want to die.
Mhm.
And even though I'm el tiburon, retro tiburon, my biggest fear, my last way I would want to go is like in the ocean, eaten by a shark.
Oh yeah, that's miserable.
Yeah. So what are your like favorite scenes from Jaws?
Just like you said, that scene with the guy, the boat's flipped over, and you see the side of the shark bites his leg and pulls him under. I thought that, however they did that, it was a really cool stunt too. The way the guy got sucked under and the shark's going under there at the same time, and then of course that part where it smashes the boat and it's kind of like a slide, and Quint is sliding down and he's trying to kick at it, and it's chomping all. The mouth is opening and closing. Really cool effect. Like that thing doesn't look like a real shark. If you put that next to a real shark, you would see it's not a real shark, but it looks like a real living, breathing thing. Like it looks like a real. It looks real the way it's moving around, and something about that shark. I love Bruce. It looks like a living, terrifying thing that's gonna eat you. The way they designed it, and the texture of the skin and all that, and it has all the teeth with like the flesh hanging off of it, and it has the
educate the fans. Why do they call him Bruce? Why do they nickname him Bruce?
I guess Spielberg named him that because that's his lawyer, right? Bruce Raymer. Yeah, but yeah, fantastic. And then the underwater stuff was pretty seamless. The way they cut scenes of real shark footage in with the mechanical shark when he's attacking Richard Dreyfuss in the cage.
I heard he was supposed to die originally.
Yeah, in the novel. I don't know. Did I send you the novel or did I send you Jaws 2?
I think you sent me 2 because it's like a
Okay.
girl on like a
skis. Yeah.
Yeah, on a ski.
Yeah, so I'm sure like in the early drafts of the script he probably died too, but maybe like the character, like they fell in love with the character, the way the guy portrayed him, so they probably kept him alive. But in the book, he was kind of a douchebag, and he was having sex with Chief Brody's wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it kind of broke my heart when I read that book because the Brodies were like my movie parents. That would be like your parent finding out your parents were having affairs with people. Because I always loved them, Roy Scheider and Lorraine Gary. They were like my movie parents. And then when I read the book, here comes Hooper in, and he has an affair with Ellen, and I'm like, oh, like it broke my heart. But he did die in the book. He got gobbled up by the shark. He fell in the water, and then like Brody was trying to shoot the shark when he was chewing on Hooper, but he would miss, and he was shooting Hooper in his in his mouth.
By accident, or
Yeah, well, I would shoot him for real if he slept with my wife, but he, I think he was trying to shoot the shark, but he would miss, and he would hit Hooper. But after when the shark's like gnawing on him.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because I've always known, because I've known you. I think I've known you now almost a year and a half.
Okay.
And I know you love James Bond, and I know you love Jaws. But I want to know, like, how did you get introduced to the original Jaws?
We had this public library, Modesto, the Modesto Public Library, and they you could check out movies there, kind of like renting movies, but you didn't have to pay for them. You would go in, and there were this table in the back with like 5 or 6 different boxes. They were each a genre, and you flip through these cards in the boxes. They were all color coordinated, like the action movies were green, the comedies were yellow, and the dramas were pink, and but you would thumb through those, and then you find a movie, and you take it up, and you check it out. I think you could check out like 2 movies with 1 card, and my dad and my mom both had one, so sometimes we could check out 4 movies at a time. And I think that's one of the earliest movies they checked out there was Jaws. Yeah, of course, it stuck with me as it sticks with most people. At a very young age, too, and my parents wouldn't let me watch Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. They probably have a lot more sexuality and gore in those movies. Jaws is actually rated PG. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, well, there's blood.
Yeah.
There is some gore.
Yeah.
No
And then
nudity.
there's a naked lady at the beginning.
Oh, there is? Oh, the one that's like gets eaten by Jaws first?
Yeah, you can't really see much, but let me tell you, on the new HD versions, you can see quite a bit.
I think I have the 4K, so I'm gonna have to watch it just to compare, the transfer. But yeah, like I was telling you, I remember seeing more of Jaws. Like when I rewatched those movies, I was like, oh man, I remember Jaws 2 and Jaws 4. Does it ever happen to you when you watch like a franchise where you think one movie was from another one?
Yeah.
Because when I watched Jaws 2, I was like, oh, I thought that was from when I was a kid.
Yeah. And I did. I probably watched Jaws 2 more when I was a kid because that's the only one we actually physically owned. So I would watch that thing every day, Jaws 2. But as far as movies go where you get them confused, I've had that happen many times. I can't place my finger on it now, but I'm sure a lot of people do that with the James Bond movies because there's so many of them. I know exactly what scene is in every movie with James Bond, but I can see people having trouble with the James Bonds, like mixing them up.
I think
but Star Trek movies, that's what, like when these Star Trek movies, like I don't know one from the other. Like I get scenes from different ones mixed up. Or
I feel like you need to rebrand your YouTube because you're Tylord Stevenson on YouTube.
Yeah,
but I feel it should be like the real Double J, Jaws and James Bond.
Yeah.
And before you start, you can hit the little like Jarrett strut.
Yeah. I like his music.
So the original WWF, the little chill little country music.
Yeah, it's like chill. It sounds like it's made with like a Casio keyboard or something. It doesn't sound like real country music. But
JEFF JARRETT.
That guy was tight. He was one of my favorites later on.
Yeah, classic. Shout out to Double J, Jeff Jarrett. But
And I saw when he fought Flair, it looks like he kind of went back to that gimmick, huh? Like he was doing the strut and he had a cowboy hat on and all that. Didn't he?
WCW?
No, that new when he fought Flair in Flair's death match or a retirement match.
Oh, is that? I heard about the retirement match, but I didn't know he wrestled Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, it was Jeff Jarrett and what's his name, the little guy that does the impersonation of Flair.
Oh, Jay Lethal.
Yeah, Jay Lethal. That guy's really good. Him and Double J against Ric Flair, and I guess it's his son-in-law.
Oh, Conrad Thompson?
No, not that guy. I don't know if it's someone he's related
to. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He was in WWE. He's in AEW.
Yeah,
he's married to Charlotte Flair.
I think that's him. Yeah, he seemed pretty
Mexican.
good. Yeah,
I should know it. He's Mexican, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Forgot his damn name. Damn, that's gonna bug me. Yeah, that's his. Yeah, like you said, that's his son-in-law.
Okay, yeah, because there was those. My cousin is a big wrestling fan. He keeps up with all the new stuff, and I don't really. But he sent me a link to watch that on YouTube, and I kind of got into it because like Double J came out, like he had the robe on and he had the cowboy hat, and he was doing the little dance.
Did he have the glasses that glow that have the lights on?
I don't think he had that. But he had the long hair again. Remember he got like short haircut and he was always pissed off all the time.
Yeah, when he was slap nuts.
Yeah, I liked him more when he was just like the goofy long haired guy.
Hey man, great wrestler right there, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, and I used to watch him in USWA before he was in WWF on ESPN.
Wasn't that like his dad's promotion?
Yeah. Was it Jerry?
Oh, Jerry Jarrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should listen to. I used to listen to Something to Wrestle With, where it's like Bruce Pritchard.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
And Conrad, and he would always imitate. Jeff Jarrett's dad. It's pretty funny. All right, well, hey, we had to pay homage to the one. If it wasn't for Jaws, I don't think there would be, sharks being so big as they are now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But now I'm gonna go to my number one.
What's this gonna be?
Yeah, let me go to my number one pick and explain myself after.
Okay.
Now entering the small island of Amity. You remember the island that was terrorized by that man-eating shark in one of Universal's biggest hits and winner of 3 Academy Awards, Jaws. Hey, wait a second. There's no fishing allowed out there. Sir, you're not supposed to be fishing on... Oh, boy, look at that, folks. We got a shark fin out there, and it's headed right for us. No, it's turning. It's going for the fisherman back there.
Oh, no, help!
Whoa. Oh, this is horrible. This is devastating. Watch that yellow float out there, okay? Because we got some bait connected to the yellow float. Hopefully, the shark will take that bait, and then we'll know where he is at all time. Wait, there it goes. He took the float. Keep your eyes out there, folks. Keep your eyes out there. He's out there somewhere. I don't believe it. There he is. Sir Bruce, he's back. Quick, Dave, I'll tell you what. Joke's over. We just go on, huh? What do you say? Yeah. Folks,
so the reason I don't have Jaws as my number one is because this was my introduction to Jaws.
Right.
This is the first time like I was as far as I can remember, it was the Universal Studios tram ride in Hollywood. That's how I got introduced to Jaws.
Yeah.
And that's where I think I've mentioned it in the past episodes that's how I got my nickname was because I got on the tram ride. I think I was 5. And then I guess my parents said like, "Oh, you really liked it." So like after the tram ride, people would ask you, "What's your name?" And I would say, "Oh, my name is Mario el Tiburon."
Yeah.
So what's up? I was like a mark. I gave myself my own gimmick.
Yeah.
So then
I should have known that. I remember you telling me that story before. I should have known what number 1 is.
So that to me it's the Jaws from the Universal
Yeah.
Studios tram ride. And even I was watching the video right here.
Mhm.
There's something like so cool about watching like in 80s. I think it came out like in the 80s, early
Yeah.
90s. It's cool to see that people are in the moment.
Yeah.
Like nope, there's no smartphones.
Yeah.
Some people had like cameras, but everybody's in the moment. Like nobody's, and I'm
Yeah,
not I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie, I'm guilty as charged.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Nobody's on like their YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Like everybody's just like in the moment. So
Yeah.
I love that. And even to this day, like I think I went last year. I took my cousin, my younger cousin, and I still got like kind of like goosebumps.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I had been on that tram ride since I was like, I don't know, maybe like early 20s, teenager. So I still got goosebumps. I'm like, man, it's almost like I kind of remembered, like it triggered. Like I remember
Yeah.
like being on this tram ride. And
Yeah.
other
Are
thing,
you
ahead.
able to go on it more than once, or is it just like to get inside the park, or can you go on it multiple times? Because I've never been there. and
You've never gone?
I've always wanted to go. That would be the highlight of my life if I could go see Bruce.
Dude, you
But-
gotta go because
Yeah.
at some point they're gonna get rid of that part.
Yeah, because I heard they did get rid of it, but it came back.
Yeah, that's like iconic.
Yeah, I gotta go and but like you said, I want to be in the moment. I don't want to be taping it with my phone, but I want to have footage of it. So are you able to go on the ride more than once?
Yeah, but like every theme park, like
Yeah.
you're gonna wait. I think this
Oh no, yeah.
what I love
Yeah.
about this tram ride, I think it
Yeah.
takes an hour.
Oh, okay.
So me,
okay.
at my age, I'm turning 41 soon.
Yeah.
I have a arthritis, bone
Oh
spurs in my right
man.
knee.
Okay.
I love any ride where I can sit down.
Yeah. Oh heck
Like
yeah.
like I love the Pirates of the Caribbean because I can
Yeah.
just sit. I love the
Yeah.
tram ride because I think you sit for like 45 minutes or
Oh
30
good.
minutes.
Okay.
Because you go through like Bates Motel, you go through like the sets and stuff, and then you'll go through Amity
Oh, that's
Island.
tight. Yeah.
So-
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I really want to take my girls there too, and I know
Dude.
my daughters would love that.
Dude, you gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta. Like that to me is like nostalgia. I think I mentioned it on my buddy's podcast. Like back in the day, they also had the King Kong, the section with King Kong.
Yeah. I remember you talking about that. He was actually a robot back then, huh?
He was a giant animatronic,
Yeah,
like
and
robot.
and his breath smelled like bananas.
Yeah, that's what my friend said. And then my dad, I'm sure Child Protective Services,
Yeah.
if that would have happened now, I would have been removed from the house. He picks me up and sticks me outside the tram ride. And I'm like screaming, like screaming like a little girl. But I appreciate that because that's how dads were
Yeah.
back then. Like that's how they
Yeah.
kind of toughened you
Yeah.
up. But yeah, and even though the shark, it looks cheap.
Yeah.
Like when I went last year, it looks cheap, but to me, it's that nostalgia.
Yeah, heck
I
yeah.
wouldn't want it any other way. Leave it like
Yeah.
that.
Oh heck yeah.
So yeah, my number one, I have Jaws from the tram ride,
Excellent.
Universal Studios. And you know what I forgot to mention? Like for a long time, were you afraid of Jaws? Like, did it scare you of the water?
Oh yeah, I didn't want to go even like in a swimming pool or a lake.
Which is right here in the tram ride. It's like a lake,
Yeah.
which I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think a shark can get in a lake.
Yeah.
But for me, like you're mentioning, to me it was even so bad where when I would take a shower and the water was too cold, I would see Jaws. You know how you would close your eyes when you're like
Oh
showering?
yeah, like you're underwater.
And I would like visualize like Jaws, and I was like, oh crap! Like I thought he was like Pennywise or something. Like he was gonna come out of the drain or something.
I'm sure that's been done in one of these shark movies.
Yeah, so we went through our list. Since you mentioned that, let's go through like honorable mentions, like ones that were right there but didn't
Yeah.
crack the top 5. Favorite sharks. What do you got?
I don't know if you had that one or not, and I never really watched the show, but my brother was big into it, and he had a lot of the action figures, and they were
Street
pretty cool.
Sharks.
Street Sharks, yes.
I never got into it either.
Yeah. But I thought I would mention that because that's like a popular franchise or what. But I remember my brother had this cool little puppet, like, and it had arms, and
Yeah, I think I've seen that one. It's like only half the body, I think,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, I actually have one here in my game room,
yeah.
but it belongs to my wife's cousin. And when I saw it, because I saw it on eBay, like my
Yeah.
first thing was like, "Oh, this is worth money." But she was like, "You can have it, but you can't sell it. Like it's mine, but you can have it in your room, but you
Okay,
can't."
right on. Yeah.
But I kind of am glad I didn't sell it because I love the street sharks look cool.
Oh yeah, they do. I'm surprised
Yeah.
that I think was I talking to you about that or someone else? I'm surprised they didn't go over bigger because sharks are cooler than turtles, right?
Yeah, but I think the turtles took
Yeah.
everything. Like they
Yeah.
like because you had the biker mice from
Yeah,
Mars,
that's right. Yeah.
street sharks. Who else were there after that? Wildcats? Was it like Wildcat?
Wildcats? Yeah.
But street sharks to me, I even have a street shark shirt, and I never saw the cartoon. I just think they
Yeah.
look cool.
Yeah, they
Because they're
do.
like all like Jack, like Scott Steiner.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they look like Big Papa Pump.
All right, let
Yeah.
me go to some of my honorable mentions. I
Okay.
also have street sharks. I had the shark from Jaws 4
Oh yeah.
because I think he looks cool.
Yeah, and yeah, it could pretty much tap dance on top of the water.
He's like Jesus.
Yeah.
I like the part where he like attacks the people on the banana boat.
Yeah.
And he like snatches someone out of mid.
Yeah, that was actually pretty scary.
That's actually like a cool shot. I know
Yeah,
that
it is.
movie gets shit on a lot, right?
Yeah, I think that is kind of praised from what I hear. That scene, that banana boat scene. I think most people are. I hate that movie. It's so crap. Except for that banana boat scene is pretty cool. But I like all of it. But that is a pretty cool scene.
I don't remember. So give me a quick recap of your ranking of Jaws movies.
So 1 obviously, and then 2, and then 4. It's pretty close between 2 and 4. That could be interchanged, but 1, 2, 4, 3. And that's not that I don't like 3. I really love part 3, but 3's on the bottom for me.
So it's like kind of picking like your favorite child. You love them all.
Yeah.
Hard to pick between them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other honorable mentions you got? Favorite sharks?
Being a big fan of that series in Resident Evil 1, you go down into the basement of the I think it's like the guest house. And there's an aquarium down there that breaks out, and there's a big shark down there. I think it's called the Neptune. I just thought that was awesome. Like in a video game, have a big shark in a video game, and back then it seemed so real. Now you look at it, it looks like a bunch of triangles, but I thought
I'm glad you brought it up
Yeah.
because I was like, which one? But I couldn't remember if it was Resident Evil 1 or 2. Like, which
Yeah,
was
it
the
was
one
1.
where you go into a room and there's sharks?
Yeah, that I thought that just like that's out of nowhere. Like it's this mansion in the middle of Colorado or wherever it is, and all of a sudden you go in the basement and there's a giant shark.
Dude, and at that time I still had that fear of sharks. So I
Yeah.
remember like being like, no, I don't want to do this in a video game. I don't want to go
Yeah, and
in a room with sharks.
Yeah, even kind of pays homage to Jaws because that cut scene when the shark comes, it goes like the first person view, and you see what the shark sees, and it goes out, and you see it go through the laboratory, and it gets close to Jill or Chris or whoever you're playing, and then the cut scene's over, and you have to run away or fight it.
Yeah, I just didn't remember which Resident Evil it was.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that one up. We talked about this one yesterday, I think. I have Jabberjaw.
Oh, Jabberjaw, right? Yeah.
I never saw that cartoon.
Yeah.
It's a Hanna-Barbera, I think,
Yeah.
right? I never
Yeah.
saw it, but I just thought he looked cool. And I have a
Yeah.
plush of him.
Yeah.
He plays drums, doesn't he? Like in a band or something?
I think so. Am I thinking of a different one, or he talks like Curly from the Three Stooges? Yeah.
Jabberjaw. He's in a band or something.
Yeah, he's in that band. I forget what his band is called. It's like all females, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a shark playing the drums.
Yeah, that's funny.
Any other ones you got? Honorable mentions?
Well, there was that was it called Tiger Sharks?
Oh, you told me about that one, but you said you'd never really watched it, right?
I watched it when I was a kid, and I remember being all into it, but I have no memory of it, so it must not be that great. But I don't really have much memories of Thundercats or Silverhawks either, because I remember all those shows had really cool animation, and Tiger Sharks was kind of just similar still to the team of animals like the Thundercats, only it was like sharks and octopi and dolphins and stuff, where these people that turned into like how do you say anamorphic or how do you say that word, like people that look like animals?
Yeah,
anamorphic.
Yeah, I think I'm not even gonna try it. You're
Yeah.
saying you're saying it a lot better than I would.
I don't even know how to spell that word.
But you know, I have a buddy that I had. You know, you were just talking about listening to last month's episode, Psycho
Mhm.
T, my friend Daniel.
Yeah.
He was born in Mexico, so he always talks about like Silverhawks and what does he say? Something Los Caballeros del Zodiaco, something, but I know it's translated in English. And my friend Sexy Chino, he was born in Peru, so he's always bringing up like weird cartoons, and I'm like, I've never heard of those cartoons.
Oh, so you never heard of Silverhawks?
No, but my friend Daniel, he's like, oh, that was like big in Mexico when I was growing up.
Oh yeah, that was a really cool looking cartoon. That was like, it was in space. I don't know what they were. They were like bird people, and they were made out of metal.
Yeah, the first cartoon that I was like in love with was He-Man.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like I don't remember anything before He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
I think I was born, and then there was He-Man, and then there
Yeah.
was like Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles came on later.
Yeah, and then I don't remember anything before He-Man.
Transformers might have been during or after He-Man, or I can't remember. I remember I was big into G.I. Joe, He-Man, and Transformers.
Which one's the better G.I. Joe song?
Oh, there was quite a few of them, huh? I like the original one. He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe was there.
I never watched it, but I used
G.I.
to,
Joe, real American hero, or something.
I never watched G.I. Joe, but I loved Got to Get Tough.
Oh yeah,
Joe.
that was another good one. Yeah.
For the listeners, that's episode number 2 on my
Yeah.
podcast. I think I had that in my
Yeah.
top 5, and I never watched the G.I. Joe episode,
Yeah.
but I used to just tune in because I wanted to hear the theme song.
Yeah,
Got
that's
to
how.
Get Tough.
Yo, Joe.
And then it goes, when you something,
Yeah, when
something.
you got to get tough when it comes down to the wire or something.
Yeah,
right?
that thing would just pump me
You got
up
to
as a
stand
kid.
strong when you cross the line of fire or something.
You know
gotta
the
stand
lyrics.
up and stand for your rights or something. I can't remember.
I love that one. That theme would just get me pumped up.
Yeah. The one that got me pumped up, but I never really watched the show, but the end theme song would be on right before I watched like Ninja Turtles, and it was Jason the Wild Warriors.
I do not remember that.
And it was that same guy, is his name Shuki Levy, that did all those songs for the cartoons. But there was like a really cool outro song on that. I'll look it up when you're done.
What's it called?
Jace and the Wild Warriors.
Jace?
Jayce, I think.
Jason the Wild Warriors. Okay.
Yeah, and the intro song is pretty cool too.
My friend Sexy Chino introduced me to the Mask intro
I
theme,
remember him telling you about that. Yeah, that was a
and
good
I was
one.
like, "This is a cool theme song."
Wait till you hear Jason the Wild Warriors.
What about David the Gnome? Were you at David the Gnome guy?
I remember him. Yeah. I can't remember his song.
It was like
It was
little
kind of like a
melody.
folky song or something, right?
It might have been sang by like Paul Simon, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Tylord. Well, we went through our list, honorable mentions, but you know already.
If you know what time it is.
You know what time it is. It's tradition around here to play a little trivia game. So
yeah,
we're gonna put you to the test, but first, quick commercial break.
So Which one tasted better?
Steve.
Yeah, the guy.
With Lisa, I only tasted peanut butter and chocolate.
Lisa had just eaten a peanut butter cup.
But with Steve, I tasted something more. It was peanut butter and Snickers.
Peanut butter
You're
and
right.
Yeah,
Steve had just eaten Snickers peanut butter squared.
Steve was delicious.
Yeah. I'd love another taste.
Oh, certainly.
Eat both squares, please.
If you like peanut butter and chocolate, you'll love peanut butter and Snickers.
Thought this was a kind of more modern one, but
That was a good
shark
one.
sitting around what do they call that? Like what do they call that when they're like trying to get the feedback from the public for Snickers?
Yeah, like a little
Control, what is it? A control group or test
control-
group or something?
yeah, test group meeting, or I don't know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're like, we like the guy that ate the new Snickers with the peanut butter. He tasted the best. But all right, Tylord. So this is what we're gonna do. Because, like I said, you're the expert of Jaws movies. I think I once said I introed you with, you know more about Jaws 4 than I know about my own wife. So I want to know, how much do you know about Jaws?
Okay, this is all about Jaws. I should do good at this. I was
This
hoping
is
it
all
wouldn't.
Jaws.
I was
All
hoping
Jaws.
it wouldn't be like shark stuff.
I was, you know what? I was about to do that. And then
Okay.
not gonna lie, then I was like, I forgot, and I was like, damn it, I didn't put together a list.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie. I went on the website and was like,
okay.
Jaws trivia.
Okay.
So I want to see how many out of 10 you get right.
Okay, sounds good.
All Jaws. All right. In the beginning of the movie Jaws, the original, a young woman goes swimming while her boyfriend passes out on the beach. She is attacked by a shark and killed. What is her full name?
Chrissy Watkins.
How do you spell that?
Here,
I'm gonna just take a shot.
Chrissy, CHRISSY. Chrissy Watkins, I think is what it was.
You got that right,
All
Tylord.
right, yeah.
So
I don't
you're
remember
one
the
point.
actress's name. She's very beautiful.
All right, next one.
Yeah.
When we first see Quint, he is walking into a pub. What is the name of the pub? I can give you the multiple choice if you want.
Okay, yeah, that was a deleted scene, so I don't really know. Yeah.
There's Whaler's Tavern, Oysters Cove, Seaside Pub, and Lobster Lagoon.
I don't know. I should know that one, but I think that's a deleted. We first see him going into a pub. I'll just go with B. I don't know this one.
There are waves in the ocean throughout the entire movie when people are swimming. Yes or no?
Not always.
Okay, I'm gonna put no then.
There are waves. Yeah, I don't.
What? What was that?
Let me think here. When people are swimming, for the most part, I'd say yes, but
It says throughout the entire movie.
it's always waves.
When people are swimming.
I think there's a couple parts, like maybe in the pool or the pond or whatever. Maybe there's not. Yeah, so I'll say no.
Okay, I'm gonna put no. So for this quiz, since I'm using a website, funtrivia.com, I'm gonna submit your answers and let's see how many out of the 25 you got. The first time you see Sean Brody on the beach, he is singing a song. What is the name of the song?
The Muffin Man.
Okay. Do you know the
Do you
Muffin
know
Man?
the Muffin Man? Yeah.
In the scene where a teenage boy is throwing a stick to his dog, what is the name of the dog?
There's different. It's some people say it's Pippin. Some people say it's Pippet.
So they have Pippet, Pippin, Peepa, and Piper.
Okay. I think the official name. A lot of people say it's Pippet. I think, or Pippin. I think it's Pippet with a T at the
Pippet?
end.
Okay.
I could be wrong though.
Okay, what is the name of the little boy who got killed?
Alex Kintner. Alex Kintner.
Alex Kintner.
Yeah.
Enter that. How does Quint get the town's attention when he enters the town meeting?
Scratches his fingers on the chalkboard.
Okay, so I guess gives off a piercing whistle, yells for the people to be quiet, rakes his nails on the blackboard. So it sounds like that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if he let out a big fart?
How much money does Quint want to kill the shark? You want the
10.
options?
Okay. No. I think the mom of Alex Kintner has a $3,000 reward, but he doesn't want to do it for less than 10. So 10.
Okay, that's one of the options.
Yeah.
All right. Finish this quote by Quint. For that much, you get the head, the tail,
the whole damn thing.
All right, the whole. Let's see. And I think for you, since you're such a expert and you're undefeated, you're the real Native American, Tatanka. You got to get at least 75%.
Okay, a couple of those were tough. I'll give it to that.
All right. After the town meeting, there is a scene where you see two men on a dock trying to catch the shark for $3,000.
Yeah.
The men are using a piece of meat. What kind of meat are they using?
My wife's holiday roast.
Shit, all right. That's an option.
Okay.
Who is the harbor master of the island?
Frank Silva.
Isn't that an MMA fighter?
Probably, yeah. Vanderlei Silva.
This one's an easy one. Even I know this one. What is the name of the island?
Amityville? No, Amity.
That's the only one I know. I think.
Yeah.
What does the name of the island mean?
Amity means friendship.
All right. I think you're gonna do good. Who was the most famous fisherman on the island?
Oh, Ben Gardner.
Yeah, that's an option. When Hooper is in the Brody residence, he tells Ellen that he was leaving the next day to spend 18 months on a boat. What is the name of the boat?
I'm going on the Aurora.
Jeez, do you know this movie line by line?
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know that whole cool speech he does about the Indianapolis. I don't know. I can't do that one.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. All right. When Hooper and Brody go to the autopsy on the tiger shark, a license plate was pulled out of the shark. What did the license plate read?
Oh man,
Want me to give you the option?
Okay, I know it starts with 007 and it's Louisiana.
Jesus Christ! All right, that's the first one. It says Louisiana 0070981.
Yeah, I guess that's it. I just remember it started with 007.
After the autopsy of the tiger shark, Hooper and Brody decide to look for the real shark. While on the boat, Hooper is eating something. What is he eating?
You want a pretzel?
Jesus Christ. All right. What city in Australia was Hooper supposed to go to?
Oh.
I'm going to give you the options.
He was supposed. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, or Brisbane?
Oh, I don't. Let's see.
Damn, is he stumped?
Well, that's a tough one. Melbourne, I don't.
Yeah, I'll put Melbourne.
Okay,
when Brody
I don't
is
know
about to board Quint's boat, Ellen asks him what she should tell the kids. What does he tell Ellen to tell the kids?
Tell him I went fishing.
All right, that's one of the options. According to Hooper, how big is the killer shark?
Oh, that's a 20-footer.
All right, 20 feet. According to Quint.
Okay.
According to Quint, how big is the shark?
25.
And it says 3 tons?
3 tons of them, yeah.
On the first try, how many barrels is the shark harpooned with? Yeah,
on
it's a
the
tough
first
one.
on the first try.
Yeah.
I know I think they got a total of 4 on him, but only 3 at one time. But I guess the first try they only got 1.
One? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, one. That's one of the options.
Yeah.
What song does Quint always sing?
Farewell and adieu to you, fair Spanish ladies.
All right, I'm gonna read the titles. So there's Ladies of Spain.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Oh wait, can you keep going? I don't know the
All right,
exact title.
Underneath the Arches, I Surrender, Dear, or Hello, My Lover, Goodbye.
Spanish ladies.
After the last try, how many barrels are attached to the shark?
3.
Damn. All right, that's one of the options. How many life jackets did Quint bring on the deck?
2.
All right, that's one of the options. All right, let's see. Let's see how many you got.
Oh, this should be good.
All right, so number 1. What did you say was the name of the girl that's attacked and killed by the shark?
Chrissy Watkins.
It's Christine Watkins.
Oh, Christine. Okay.
And then number 2, you said, what is the name of the pub? You said Oysters Cove.
Yeah,
It was Whaler's Tavern.
Oh, okay. Oh man.
You got. All right, I'm gonna just go through the wrong ones because I think you got a lot more right than wrong. You got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 right in a row. And then you got Amity, also right. And you got 18 wrong. What city in Australia was Hooper supposed to go to? He was supposed to go to Brisbane.
Oh, okay.
All right. And that's all you got. You got
All right.
21 out of 25.
All
I'm not a
right.
good mathematician, but I think that's over 75.
Oh, good. I was getting nervous there.
So you're still undefeated, even though this time you were by yourself. Can you give us you know what to give us? All right, take our last commercial break and come back and wrap things up.
Set 'em up. This bowling stuff's right up my alley. Shark Attack Bowling is the sport with shark fins. The shark is the ball, and the fisher is pins. Line 'em up and let 'em go. The shark is on a roll. Shark Attack Bowling. It's Shark Attack Bowling. I sneak up on him slow like, then I strike. Shark Attack Bowling. Knock down the most bids who win. Line 'em up and let 'em go. The shark is on a roll. Shark Attack Bowling. It's Shark Attack Bowling. I win. Shark Attack Bowling. Sure beats fishing.
Do you remember Shark Attack Bowling?
No, I don't. I remember like every single one of those little games at the end, you'd hear a kid say, I win.
And then batteries not included.
Yeah.
Kids under 5 years old should not be playing this game or something. Yeah. Something like really quick, the guy would say. Yeah. The game looks really cool though. It's like a shark that you fly across your carpet, and even the tail wags.
Oh, cool.
And you have to knock down all these fishes that are like standing up like bowling pins, kind of.
Oh, nice.
So not one that I ever remember, but
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, so thanks, Tylord, for coming on the podcast, coming back on the podcast. Why don't you tell the people out there where they can find you?
Oh, I'm here on I don't know if you're going to put this on YouTube or not.
I am. So
okay.
Let me mention that. So this has only been, the Retrowave has only been an audio podcast. This is the first episode I'm going to try to put on YouTube. So hopefully I get to put it on YouTube.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so I'm on YouTube at Tylord or Tylord Stevenson. Yeah, just do movie game pickups, discuss movies and games I pick up. Nothing special, nothing professional. And if you want to talk to me, I'm on Tylord79 on Instagram. Those are the only social media things I'm on.
Yeah, and for the listeners, I'll put if you're listening to this on the audio podcast, go to the show notes. I'll put links to Tylord's YouTube and Instagram. Obviously, if you're on YouTube, I'll put a link to his YouTube channel and Instagram. For me, yeah, I'm at RetroTiburon on the social medias. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and I'm trying to do like a little bit more on YouTube. I think I was inspired by you actually, like you and PWM, because you guys do the pickups.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
And you guys send me like sometimes you'll send me packages or PWM, and I think PWM's like, well, if you're gonna open the packages, you gotta like do it on video.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I started, and I'm like, it's kind of fun to like open the
Yeah.
like talk about movies and random stuff.
Yeah, and it's fun to have like people like friends that stream to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of
You're starting to do streams now.
yeah. I am on YouTube. I do like gaming streams. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of feels like when I do like the pickup videos, like you guys do.
yeah.
Like it almost feels like a journal, like a audio
Yeah.
journal or some shit.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason why I do it. It's kind of like a journal.
Yeah,
and then you get to talk to people, like you make little friends, and you can talk about different games or movies or whatever interests you have.
Yeah. So I'll put a link to my stuff, like my channels.
Yeah.
And like I said, I got inspired by you guys, and I think a lot of the people that comment on my YouTube, like pickup videos and stuff like that, I think they're all like your friends, like
Oh, right on.
people
Yeah,
that
I'm
you
glad I
like.
could bring him over.
Yeah, shout out to Too Much Stuff.
Oh yeah,
Big
Corey.
Motu guy.
Yeah, we got to get Corey on sometime if we do like a He-Man.
Oh yeah, we're gonna bring him on for sure. Him,
Yeah.
Bio. I think it's Bio Phoenix.
Oh, Bio Phoenix, that guy's sharp. Like he knows a lot about video games.
Yeah, he's a smart guy, and he has he has a very funny sense of humor.
Yeah. You kind of dry, but he's funny.
Yeah, so like yeah, check that out. Like I said, I'm gonna be putting, hopefully if I figure this out, I'm gonna be putting these videos now on YouTube now as well. Yeah, but that's it. Any last words? Any shout out?
Just happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me to do these. I always enjoy doing them, and I get to hide from my family. My wife always likes to give me my free time. She respects that, so I always enjoy doing these little conversations with you. My wife's very patient. Shout out to my wife. She's watching the girls right now.
Hey, shout out to the wives, because
yeah,
when you have a good one,
yeah,
you appreciate it.
Yeah.
When you don't, it's hell. Just look at remember Al Bundy?
Yeah, right.
Shout out to my wife too, because she lets me, like you, she gives me my time. She knows when I have to go geek out.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Because unfortunately, she does not care what my favorite sharks are.
Oh.
Or does not care what my pickups of the week were. So
yeah.
Shout out to the wifeys out there.
Absolutely.
All right, Tylord. See you on the other side.
Thanks, my man.